Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing? Good evening, good evening. Good evening, Harshal. So today we are going to start with last lab to MAH CET. Okay, we will be doing arithmetic today and we'll be solving around dozen questions. We will be doing a bit of revision. Okay, the important formulae of averages and percentages, simple interest, compound interest, multiplying factors, profit loss discount, and we will solve questions on those. We will see, how we can smartly solve questions using the options. Good evening, sweetie. Good evening, Mehak. Good evening, Atul. Good evening, Harry. Good evening, Sushmita. And please don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Since it's a subscriber only mode, so I know that you guys are chatting. But people who are new here, please do not forget to like and subscribe. So let's begin. So we are going to look at what is the weightage of arithmetic in MAH CET. Okay. So it comes under the area which is quantitative aptitude, QA, the third section of your CAT. This sub of your MAH CET. This sub area is under which we learned this, right? It's arithmetic. And the weightage of this is going to be nearly 30% to 40% of your quant section. Okay. So this is a very, very important topic. And you should be very quick with the calculations, the ratios, the averages, the percentages, the proportion. Okay. So what all things are we going to discuss today? So we are going to look into percentages and its application and a few questions on ratios and its applications. So let's go through the important formula. Percentage increase or decrease, how do you calculate it? You calculate it as final value minus original value and divided by original value, and then you multiply it by 100 and it results in the percentage that you are looking at. So let's take an example to understand this. Suppose if you have a number which is, let's say, 5, and if it changes to 7, if 5 changes to 7, so what is the original value? Which original value is this? Everyone? What is the original value? 5, right? Good. And what is the final value? 7. Because 5 has become 7, so the final value that we are talking about is 7. So what is the percentage change that happened? So you will say that the final value is 7 minus original value and you divide it by original value. So this becomes 2 upon 5 and you multiply it by 100 percentage. So if you solve this, you are going to get 40% over here. Right? Straightforward, very simple. Always remember that from which value you began and at which value did you end up. Okay. The next is successive percentage change. So whenever the percentage changes happen one after another, then we can use this shortcut to figure out what is the overall change that is supposed to happen. Okay. So suppose if you are given that there is a value that increases by 20%, it will result in a second value. And the second value now, not the first value, but the second value now, let's say if it decreases by 10%, you end up at third value. Now, if you want to see what is the overall change, then you're going to write plus 20 and minus 10 using the formula. So plus will happen whenever there is an increase, minus will happen wherever there is a decrease, right? And plus 20 into minus 10 upon 100. If you solve this, you are going to get 20 minus 10 is 10 and 10 minus 2 is going to be 8. So this is positive 8%, right? Okay. The next one, profit, loss and discount. So profit or loss percentage is given as profit or loss in the numerator and you divide it by cost price and multiply it by 100. Okay. So for example, if the cost price of a commodity is, let's say, 200, and if the selling price is, let's say, 260, And if you want to calculate what is the profit or loss percentage, so you can see that the selling price is more than cost price, which means you sold something at a price higher than at which you bought. So that's an increase in price, which results in profit. So there is a profit of 60 rupees, right? So you will take 60 and you will divide it by cost price, which is 200. And if you solve it, you will get 30%. Next is discount percentage. So what is discount? Discount is when the mark price is a certain value, let's say 500 rupees, and that is the MRP, okay? You can consider it as an MRP. And when you end up selling that at, let's say, 400 rupees. So we say that you have given a discount. So what is the discount here? The discount is 100 rupees, right? So the discount percentage can be calculated as that 100 value divided by, so I'm going to erase this plus. Okay, since we already know that it's a decrease, right? And divided by mark price, okay? So divided by 500. And if you solve it, you will be getting this as 1 upon 5, which is nothing but 20%. So we say that 20% discount is applicable when you sell an item for 400 rupees, whose actual price was 500 initially. Okay. Next is markup. So markup is the relationship between cost price and mark price. So suppose if you bought something for 400 rupees and then you made the price, which is the mark price, for, let's say, 500 rupees. So we say that there is an increase in the price. This increase in the price is called as markup. So what is the markup over here? The markup is that of 100. So you will write down that number 100 divided by cost price, which is 400, and you will use the formula, and this is going to result in a 25% if you solve it. So remember that the denominator, or which is also known as base, is always either cost price or mark price. Okay. This is the next part, which is the multiplying factors. Okay. So let's try to learn this. So whenever you are given a 20% profit, profit is another word for 20% more. So 20% profit can be written as 100% plus 20%, which becomes 120%, which becomes 1.2. If you are given, suppose, 10% loss, loss means there is a decrease. So what you will be doing is you will take 100% every single time. It's always 100% plus minus things, okay? And then you will decrease that 10%. So it results in 90%, and 90% can be written as 0.9. Okay. Suppose if you are given 25% discount, discount is less. Okay. You are a shopkeeper. You are not a customer. So all these profit loss discount concepts, they are discussed by assuming that we are the shopkeepers, not the customers. We are the business people. So 25% discount as a shopkeeper, it's a loss for me, right? I will get less money for something. So 25% discount will become 100% minus 25%, which results in 75%, and 75% can be written as 0.75. Okay. The next is markup. Suppose there is an 80% markup. Now markup means increasing the price of a commodity, right? So if as a shopkeeper, if I bought something for certain money, and if I increase its price and I put a tag of that, then I'm going to earn something. So it's like a profit to me. It's like something that is going to give me more money, right? So this 80% markup results in 100% plus 80%, which will be equal to 180%, which becomes 1.8. So these final values, 1.2, 0.9, 0.75, 1.8, these are known as multiplying factors. Okay. So in the case of profit scenario, what you do is you simply write down selling price is equal to the multiplying factor that you have got into cost price. In the case of loss scenario also, you will be writing selling price is equal to the multiplying factor into cost price. Okay, so we are talking about the first equation. 25% discount. When it comes to discount, we will be writing selling price is equal to multiplying factor of discount percentage into mark price. And when it comes to markup percentage, you are going to write mark price is equal to multiplying factor into cost price. Now, if you pay attention here, one of the two variables is on the left hand side, the other is on the right hand side. The ones that are on the right hand side, those are called bases. So we have a base of cost price, mark price, and cost price over here. So these are the bases. Multiplying factors are always multiplied on the basis. Okay. So selling price, if you remember the previous slide, we never had selling price as the denominator or the base. So whenever you have a confusion, cost price is your first point. After that, the price moves to mark price. That's your second point. And after that, selling price is your third point. So selling price is always your last value. And since it's a last value, it can't be the base. Okay. We are going to use this a lot because it helps us solve questions very, very quickly. Okay. Next one. Simple interest, principal into rate of interest into time. Instead of time, we can treat this as tenure. It's more like how many times the calculation is going to happen rather than how many years or months it is. For example, a calculation should happen 5 times. Doesn't matter it happens these 5 times in a day, in 5 years, in just 1 year. Okay, so T is not time, but it's more like tenure. The next one is compound interest. So this is a place where a lot of us make mistake. Generally, people think that compound interest is only the first part. No, compound interest you have to subtract the principal. Okay, so don't forget that. The third one is amount. Whether it is a simple interest case or whether it's a compound interest case, amount is always equal to interest plus principal. Sushmita has a query. In the previous page for markup percentage, we divide by CP or MP. Did I write? Okay, it should be cost price. Sorry. It should be cost price because between cost price and mark price, thank you Sushmita, it's always the cost price that comes in first. Okay. See, MP by CP is what markup percentage should be. Okay, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, so we were at simple interest, compound interest, right? Okay. Now, this is an important part which helps us solve questions a little quicker. In the case of compound interest, if amount accumulated in the nth year is X and in n plus 1th year is Y, then rate of interest is given by this formula. Okay. So suppose it is given that the amount in instead of in, let's write at the end of 10th year is 21732 and amount at the end of 11th year, okay, consecutive years, is let's say 21916. And if you're asked what is the rate of interest, all you have to do is divide these two numbers, which will be calculative, I completely understand. But that's the only way you can go about this. Now, instead of amount, if this happens to be the interest earned, then also you are going to use this same particular formula, same particular method. Suppose it's given that compound interest earned in 10th year is 9,817 and compound interest earned in 11th year is, let's say, 11,216. So the rate of interest can again be calculated by taking the next year divided by previous year, and this will give you the rate of interest from there. Okay. So you get direct questions. If the values are complicated ones, we get a little hesitant, as in should we solve or not. Of course, if those are calculative values, leave them as of now. After you are done with this section, if you have time, you can come back, because this is a question which can be solved. It's just that it's calculative. Much better than a question where we have no idea what to do, right? Now, the next part is ratio and its applications. So average or weighted average, okay. So that's given by the formula where you multiply the values with their weights. Here W1, W2, and these are called as the weights, also known as the frequencies. The number of times a value appears. And X1, X2, Xn, these are called observations, or you can call them as values, right? For example, suppose it's given that 2 occurs 5 times and then 3 occurs 4 times, and let's say 5 occurs once. What is the average of these values? So you will say that 2 occurs 4 times, so 2 into 4, 2 into 5, 2 is 5 times, 3 occurs 4 times, and 5 weightage is only 1, divided by the sum of weights. The weights are 5, 4 and 1, as in how many numbers are written over here. That is called the total weight. So total number of values written over here are 10. So this is going to be 10 plus 12 plus 5 all divided by 10. So this is going to be 2.7. So this becomes your average for these values. Okay. Allegations. Now this is something again we face, in mixture solutions. We come across a lot of questions which are based on mixtures and allegations, right? So what is allegation? Allegation is just a smart method to solve when you have 2 values, 2 frequencies and the average, 1 or 2 out of those 5 are missing in a question. Then we use allegation. So if it is given that 20%, this is your one value, another value is let's say 40%, and the average you write in between, which is let's say this is 35%, then the question arises, what is the ratio of their weights or what is the ratio of their frequencies? So what you do is you take the difference of V1 and V bar, you crisscross it, difference minus karoge. Write down that number on one side. Then you're going to take the difference of the other set of values, 40 and 35's difference, you will write it on the other side, and then you will go ahead and take the ratio. That will give you the answer as to in what ratio they should be mixed. Okay. This is one topic which I know a lot of you face difficulty in, but the only way to overcome that is by solving a lot of questions, looking at the solutions, how they are doing it, then replicating it in the next question. Okay. So instead of using this allegation format, you can use this formula where Q1 and Q2, these are your quantities, okay, weights. C1, C2 and Cm, these are first value, second value and the average value. Cm stands for average, right? Okay. Right, Anuja. Good. Now, replacement. In the case of replacement, we use this formula as to whenever you want to calculate what is the balance of something remaining, then if T stands for the initial value and A stands for the amount that is being taken out, N stands for whatever is the how many times it is done, that replacement work, okay, then you use this formula. Okay. I'll give an example for this. Okay. Suppose in a question it is given that there is a container of 100 liters that has got 90% acid in it. Okay. Now 10 liters of solution is replaced with water. let's say 3 times. Find the final quantity or volume of acid in the container. Okay, so what you do in such questions is you start thinking that what is being added back. Okay, this is important. You have a container that has got acid and water or maybe some other constituent. Okay, 100 liters is there, out of which 90% is acid, as in 90 liters is acid and 10 liters is maybe water or something else. It's not mentioned, so by default we take it as water, isn't it? So when you are removing it, that's not our concern. But when you are putting back, what are you putting back? Water. So you can't write the equation on water. You can write the equation on acid, as in you can calculate acid, then you can calculate water if required. Here, thankfully, the question is asking us acid only. So we will say that balanced acid in the container will be how much of acid initially? Do we have entire 100 liters acid? No. We have only 90% of 100 liters. आप इसको 90 liters भी लिख सकते हो directly. Okay. Into 1 minus. How many liters is being removed? Remember, how many liters of acid नहीं पता करना है. Total कितना निकाल रहे हैं? Only concentrate on that. It's already given in the question. 10 liters is being removed. Now, these 10 liters is being removed out of what volume of solution? Again, not acid. आप calculate मत करो acid कितना है, water कितना, वो सब नहीं करने का. This formula is help you to figure that out. That's not your task. That's the task of the equation. So this 10 liters is being taken out of 100 liters, right? And how many times is being taken out? 3 times. So the power goes as 3. So this changes to 90 liters into this will become 0.9 cube, and if you solve it, you will get 65.61 liters of acid eventually is left. Solve karna padega. Or you can take 9 cube into 9 is 6561. 9 to the power 4, 6561 hota hai. Bas point laga lo apne andaz se. So, step in. If water is asked, then you got the acid, no? Out of 100 liters, if 65.61 liters is acid, so how much is water? So water will be the leftover, which is going to be 34.39 liters. 100 minus 65.61. Because you don't have a formula to calculate the thing that is being added. You have a formula to calculate the thing that is getting reduced every time, not the one that is getting increased. I hope that was helpful, Steven. Okay. So we will see if we have a question today. In the next class, we will use this formula again and we will solve. Okay. So let's start with the questions now. Sheila went to an electronics shop to buy a refrigerator. In the meantime, go ahead and solve. I will give you guys 30 seconds to 1 minute time. Okay, we will see how many of you are able to answer it. She noticed that the price of the last year model increased by 25% this year than that of the last year. The cost of a refrigerator was 25,000 and that of a microwave was 16,500 last year. This year it costs 23,000 more to buy 2 refrigerators and 3 microwaves. Find the percentage increase in the cost of a microwave. Go ahead, try. I'm looking at the timer, 30 seconds to 1 minute. Pranjal, very less probability, but you may get question. And the question is going to be straightforward. Replacement, I think it's much lesser probability, but mixtures as in averages definitely can come. As compared to basic average questions, mixtures ka thoda kam hai probability. Because it requires more calculation, right? But zero nahi hai. ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते कि नहीं आएगा. Rehan is asking initial value of acid is T. Yes, Rehan, it is. Om has answered. Vishnu has answered. Okay. Anuja has answered. Sushmita has answered. Maheshwari also. Everyone has answered alpha as in option A. We will have to see whether it is option A or not. So let's start. So Sheila went to an electronics shop to buy a refrigerator. She noticed that the price of the last year model increased by 25% this year. Last year, le lete hain, 2021 was last year, right? And we are looking at a refrigerator. So last year, what was the price of the model? It was 25,000. And what was the price of a microwave? It was 16,500, right? It's given right here. Okay. The last year model increased by 25%. So what is the increase in 25% of 25,000? 25% is 1/4 in fraction, right? So 1/4 of 25,000. Half of 25,000 is 12,500. And half of 12,500 is going to be 6,250. So there is going to be an increase of 6,250 in the case of refrigerators. But we have two refrigerators. Matlab, the overall increase in price just because of two refrigerators is going to be 12,500. What is the overall increase in the price? 23,000. If 23,000 is the overall increase in the price, out of which 12,500 is because of refrigerators, so the remaining is going to be 10,500 due to microwaves. पर ये 10,500 कितने microwaves पे? Three microwaves. That means how much should be per microwave so that that number into 3 is 10,500? 3,500. 35 into 3 is 105, isn't it? Okay. So, अगर इधर को 3,500 का increase आ रहा है on each microwave and the cost of microwave was 16,500, so what is the percentage increase? So the increase is 3,500 out of 16,500. यही होगा. So I'm going to ignore these two zeros. And then we have 35 and 165. They both are in the table of 5. So 5 into 7 is 35. And 5 into 33 is 165. 7 by 33. Okay. 7 by 35. I'm doing an approximation because I don't know how to divide 7 and 7 by 33. Okay. So approximation. 7 by 35 would have been 1 by 5 if you simplify, which is nothing but 20%. So 7 by 33 should it be more than 20, should it be more than 20% or should it be less than 20%? The denominator is lesser, right? So its value should be more than 20%. How much more should it be? So it's going to be a little more, which is going to give us B as the option. In case you have to solve it properly, so you can take 10% of 33, which is 3.3. You can take another 10% of 33, which is 3.3, and you add them. If you add 20% of 33 is 6.6. पर अपन को 6.6 नहीं चाहिए, अपन को 7 चाहिए. So definitely more than that. Now if I add 2%, if I look at the options, there is one option which says 22 also. So if I take 2% of 33, so 20% 6.6 hai, so 2% will be 0.66, right? It's just a movement of the zeros and the decimal point. Now if I add, it will become 22% as more than 7. So 22% ज़्यादा हो जा रहा है, 21% कम है. A value between 20 and 22%, the answer is B and not A. Okay? Second question. So I should have checked it. Can you guys see the solution now? The values that I have written. I have moved a bit. मेरे को दूसरे साइड शिफ्ट करना है. Check once. Got it, Priya? That's how you calculate percentage, no? You take the denominator, you calculate it's 10%, 50%, 20%, 11%, and so on. Right? Okay. Let's try the next question quick. Try this. Rehan, we are going to cover all the topics. So we are doing arithmetic, we'll be doing numbers, we'll be doing algebra, we'll be doing geometry, modern maths. Okay. Shifting this side. Anyone? Guys, click on the like button. I don't see likes. As many people are there in the chat and watching, I don't see the likes. Come on. Anyone? Vishnu says option E, 45%. Mihir says option A, 20%. Ameya says 20%. Others? Ankit says 45%. See, when you have questions like these where the middle value is missing, all you need to do is use options. See, writing down the equations is the worst idea ever. Okay? Consider them as real life problems where you visited a store or maybe went to your friend's place, something like that. Udhar ko nahi hai na pen paper. So you have to solve, right? Okay, so getting all different answers, let's see which is the correct one. So after receiving 2 successive hikes, Sanjana's salary became equal to 1.7 times of her initial salary. So this is 1.7 times, matlab ye multiply hone wala, right? How much percent was the salary raise? So this is percentage. If the second raise was 5 by 2 times the first raise. So if you read the question carefully, you have fractions and percentages and decimal values getting multiplied. Means everything is in multiplication, right? Getting something 1.7 times ka matlab kya hai? 70% increase. We did multiplying factor, no? So can we write 1.7 is nothing but 170%, and 170% ko upon 70% more profit increase, any English word that are synonyms to more you can use, right? So 70% more should happen. The next one is again percentage, and 5 by 2 times is again percentage. So whenever you have such questions which are related to only percentage, you can assume any value and solve. You know, I hope everyone is aware of. So what I'm going to do is, I'm saying the initial salary of Sanjana was, let's say, 1000 rupees. Okay. Now she received 2 hikes, such that her final salary became 1.7 times of 1000. Now what is 1.7 times of 1000? 1700. Yahi hoga na? Okay. By how much percent was the salary raised the first time, such that 5 by 2 times of the first raise will eventually result in 1700, right? Yahi hai? Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's use options. First option says 20%. So badhate. Suppose this increased by 20%. 20% increase means how much increase? 200 ka increase. Now this value becomes 1200. Now it is given that the second raise was 5 by 2 times of the previous raise. The previous raise is 200, right? What is 5 by 2 times of 200? 500. So the next raise is 500. So if you increase it by 500 now, 1200 plus 500 will result in 1700. Got our answer. Thankfully, it was the first option. Otherwise, we may have to check 3-4 options and eventually get to an answer. See, smart, simple. Use the values, right? I'll use one more option so that you guys can understand that this will not make sense. Let's say the second option is 25%, right? So I will take the initial salary of hers to be rupees 1000 or rupees 2000 or rupees 100. Koi fark nahi padta. So it increases by 25%. 25% of 1000 is 250, right? So it increased by 250. It became 1250. Now this became 5 by 2 times of 250. Itne ka increase hua hai? So this is 125 into 5, which is going to be 625 ka increase. If I add to this, I will get 1775. Is this 1.7 times of 1000? 1775? No. So this can't be your answer because it doesn't match with the multipliers and the fractions given in the question, right? So it's alpha, A option, 20%. Okay. 20%. Third. Everyone, please do click on like. We need to make sure that we have almost 4-digit likes. Okay. Okay, Dhanshri. Dhanshri has answered A, 10,000. Come on. We will use two methods. No, we will use three different methods to solve the same question, okay? And we're going to rush after that. Come on. Come on, you guys can do it. Okay, Ameya says 5,000. D option. Atul says A. So there are going to be three different methods because it's a question on simple interest. Had this question be on compound interest, I believe there will be hardly two methods to solve it. अभी तो अपने पास तीन definite methods हैं, very different methods. So confusion between A and D, right? That's what you guys have. ठीक है. So obviously, if 15,000 में से एक value is 10,000, the other is 5,000, you have to be careful that 5,000 has come is for that 6% or that 10,000 is for 6%, right? वही confusion है बस. Tushar says C. Okay. So different methods. Okay. So the first method. We're going to use equations. So there are two amounts, right? One amount is P, let's say, and the other amount is 15,000 minus P. This P is for 6% and this 15,000 minus P is for 9%. The interest earned on this P will be 6% P into R into T. The tenure is 1 year, no? Because it's annual income, एक साल का. And the second one is going to be 15,000 minus P, that is your second value, the principal, into 9% into the tenure is 1 year. And these two interests will eventually give you an interest of 1,200. Good evening, Sony. So you go ahead and solve P from here. Okay. The second approach. The second approach is using allegation. Okay. So you have partly invested in 9%. So you have a 9% ka interest. This 9% ka rate of interest. The second one is 6% ka interest. And what is the overall rate of interest? 1,200 divided by 15,000. So can I say if I earn 1,200 rupees on 15,000, so that is nothing but 8% that I earned. So put 8% over here. Using allegation, we can say that whatever amount was invested at 9% and whatever amount was invested at 6%, they are in the ratio 2:1. 2 रुपए उधर का है, 1 रुपया उधर है. 2,000, 1,000, 20,000, 10,000. So, you know, it's always in the ratio 2:1. We are given a total amount of 15,000. अपने कितने से multiply करें अपन कि 15,000 हो जाए 2 और 1 मिलके. So if I multiply it with 5,000, so this becomes 10,000 and this becomes 5,000. So how much money was invested at 6%? 5,000. Right? So allegation made this solution simpler. There is a third approach. The third approach is more logical in nature. Okay. So in case you guys are not able to understand this, please revisit the video at this particular time. Okay. If I have 15,000 rupees और उस 15,000 में से 6% interest आता है and from remaining part I have got 9% rate of interest, can I say 6% तो आएगा ही आएगा? Can I say 6% of 15,000 will be definitely the interest that I will get? क्योंकि आप सोचो 15,000 के एक पार्ट का 6% निकल रहा, रिमेनिंग का 6 तो आ ही रहा है उसका भी, right? So what is 6% of 15,000? So 15 into 6 is 90. So this is 900 rupees. So we are done with 6%. पर ये 9% का 6% पूरा नहीं हो पाया. Sorry, 9% का 9% पूरा नहीं हो पाया. कितना हो पाया 9% का केवल? 6%. So can I say that if the total interest that I'm going to get is 1200, तो ये जो 3% extra है 9% का, so what I have done is I have broken down 9% as 3% plus 6%, utilize this 6% with this 6% so that I get overall. और ये जो extra है मेरा, ये extra percentage ही मेरे को वो extra 300 rupees दे रहा है. So 3% of what number is 300? 10,000, isn't it? So that means ये 3% किस पे calculate हो रहा? 10,000 पे. So if you are calculating this 3% on 10,000, that means I was actually calculating 9% also on 10,000 only. So 9% वाले पे 10,000 rupees was invested out of 15,000, and of course remaining 5,000 किधर गया था? Right? More logical. But you need to practice these such type of questions. This is only true for simple interest. Compound interest में ऐसा नहीं होता है, ठीक है? Things change very drastically in the case of compound interest. हाँ, for compound interest also, if this would have been an annual income, एक ही साल, if you remember, in the case of compound interest or simple interest, एक साल में घंटा कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. They both are the same thing, right? Okay? So the answer is 5,000. Next one. Now this is a question which is nice to read because it's proper, lengthy. It's like a passage, and it's nice to solve as well because you will come to know about some approach. But there is a very less chance that such a question you should be attempting in the exam. It may come in the exam. Okay, I'm not saying it may not, but you should not attempt such questions because it's calculative. Okay, it's not easy. Maheshwari, not able to understand this? It's okay. We will discuss. So Ritesh, go on the website and check the course that you want to take and then talk to the counselor. They will give you an idea of what the course is about, when is it going to start, how much does it cost, what all things you will be getting, all of that, and then you can start with the preparation. So are you guys trying, or is it like you guys are simply waiting for me to answer or somebody else to answer? If it's that, so please let me know that it's difficult or you're not able to understand or solve it. Go ahead. Very good, Mihir. That's exactly what I also do in exams. If I come across such questions which are so calculative, I'm like, rehne de. I'll prefer not getting a single mark for this. Okay, Om has answered C. Into 12% into 6 upon 100. Pranjal, the problem is it's compound interest. Pranjal, not simple interest. So you actually cannot do into 6 by 100. This is the reason why this question is difficult. Compound interest, yeah. No, Vishnu. Okay, so here it is. So our father gave 50% of our savings. So father has how much money? Father has a total of 5,32,850 rupees. So now what he does, he gives 50% of the savings, that is half of it, which is going to be 266,425. So 2,66,425 to his daughter. कितना बच गया उसके पास? 2,66,425, right? This money he wants to divide among his two sons. One part he wants to give to Ajay, the other part he wants to give to Vijay. Suppose A is the money that he wants to give to Ajay and V is the money that he wants to give to Vijay. Now Ajay is 12 years old, right? Ajay is 12 years old and Vijay is 16 years old. Now, what this father wants to do is, he wants to give some amount to Ajay and some amount to Vijay so that the total money is 266,425, such that at 12% compound interest every year per annum, that's every year, by the time they reach 18 years of age, they both should have equal amount of money. Now, this is something we can't comprehend logically, but if you write down the equation, it might make sense. So, the money given to Ajay is 12, when he was 12, and when he's going to turn 18 years, he will get some money, right? Kitna? I don't care right now. So, the money that is going to be given to Ajay, that is going to keep on increasing for how many years? 6 years? So can I say the amount that Ajay is going to get will be A, 1 plus 12% whole to the power 6. What is A? I have no idea. And if I look at Vijay now, Vijay gets that money when he's 16 years of age and he will get the amount when he turns 18. मतलब उसके पास पैसे 2 years रहेंगे, right? So, can I say the amount that Vijay is supposed to get at 12% per annum, but only for 2 years, as in that calculation will happen only 2 times. As per the question, they would receive the same amount. मतलब ये दोनों बराबर है, right? Okay. So, the first thing that we will be able to get rid of is the 1 plus 12% ka whole square on both the sides. We will have a power 4. Now, this is going to be calculative. Because right now you have to do is 1.12 ka power 4 is equal to V. Now 1.12 ka power 4, that is 112 ka square, फिर uska square will result in somewhere close to 1.5735. 4 digit tak likh lete hain decimal point. That is equal to V. So this is one step which I was able to do because I'm good with squaring. So I did an approximation. This is not the exact value, guys. Okay, 1.12 square will be a lot of decimal places. मैंने इसको 2 बार square करके 4 digit तक लिखा. Now, looking at this, can I say A plus V is 266,425? बोले तो A plus 1.5735 is equal to 266,425. That is 2.5735 is equal to 266,425. A is multiplied, or A will be equal to 266,425 divided by 2.5735. Now this is calculative. So can I say this is the money, this is the amount that Ajay should get? A की value क्या थी? The amount Ajay is supposed to get. So had this been 257, the answer would have been 10,000. अभी को क्या है? 10,000 से थोड़ा ज्यादा होगा, ठीक है? I'm doing an approximation here. This is going to be more than 10,000 for sure. not 10,000, sorry, it's going to be more than 1 lakh for sure. Okay? Now, if this is the amount of money Ajay is going to get, so how much money Vijay will get? 1.57 times of this. है ना? So what is 1.57 times of 1 lakh? 1,57,000 से ज़्यादा आएगा उसके पास. More than 1,57,000. So Vijay gets definitely more than 1,57,000. More than 1,57,000 से बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं, थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा. So the closest option that you can see is option C. A and B, they are very, very behind. Most probably A is the answer for Ajay का कितना amount है. Right? So difficult, calculative, two very difficult calculations. One was 1.12 ka power 4 and second was dividing it. So of course I did not divide it exactly. I was like 1 lakh se zyada hoga. Kitna? I don't care. And because the options are very far, right? So you can do approximation. That works just fine. Let's try the next one. So C is your answer. Come on, this is very simple. I believe everyone should be able to answer this. And that also quick. हाँ ओम, but you were able to answer it. वो भी ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लिया. I think you hardly took 1.5 minutes or something. So if there is a question that only you can answer or you can answer faster than others, so you should be like, this question should definitely come in the exam. Right? You will have an upper hand. Come on, this is simple. Okay, Pranay says C. Let's see if Pranay is correct. Pranay? Where did you remove your answer? Atul says D. Ankit says D. Mo says E. Vishnu says D, C. Ameya says E. Rohan says E. A lot of E's. Pratmesh says E. हो गया रोहन, दिख गया E. Jeet says E. Okay, fine. So let's see what the actual answer is. So discount of 6.25%, right? 6.25% is what in fraction, because that's going to make it very quick for us. 6.25% is nothing but 1 by 16. And what is discount of 1 by 16? Remember, discount में 1 minus करते हैं, 100% minus. So 1 minus 1 by 16, which is 15 by 16. So this is the multiplying factor that we just got. Why we were working on fractions? Because 93.75 is a very complicated value. आसान नहीं है ना, 4-digit number. So fractions, right? So that is a discount. Gain of 20%. So we are looking at multiplying factor. Gain का मतलब होता है profit. So profit of 20%. So profit of 20%. So I can leave it as 20% because it's not a difficult value. But since we are dealing with fractions, इधर भी मैं fraction ही लिख देता हूँ. 20% is nothing but 1/5, right? So profit of 1/5. Now, if you remember multiplying factor initially जो आज करा, profit 1/5 मतलब 1 पे आप add कर देते हो. So 1 plus 1/5 will become 6/5. Now, in case of profit, loss and discount, you have a formula which says multiplying factor of profit or loss percentage is equal to multiplying factor of markup price percentage into multiplying factor of discount percentage. Now, this formula helps us solve a lot of very complicated questions on profit, loss and discount. Essay. Okay? So, out of these three, क्या-क्या पता है अपने को? What all things are we aware of? So we are aware of the first one, which is 6/5. We are not aware of the second one because that's what we need to calculate. And multiplying factor of discount percentage is known to us as 15/16. If you solve this, you will get multiplying factor of markup price percentage is equal to 16 में इधर को अपन 2 कर देते हैं, इधर को ये 5 हो जाएगा. So this one will become 32/25. 32/25 का मतलब हो जाता है 1 plus 7/25. Just doing the vice versa of what we did before. 1 plus 7/25 compare करो. So going by this, can we say 7/25 is same as 28/100? नीचे 100 कर दिया. So this is nothing but 28%. E is the answer which most of you have answered it correctly. हाँ Rohan, so multiplying factor usage is the shortcut, but for that of course you have to prepare few things. For example, you should know a percentage and its corresponding fraction and vice versa. ठीक है? देखो शॉर्टकट के लिए पहले मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. ठीक है, बिना मेहनत के शॉर्टकट नहीं होता. सो यू शुड नो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द प्रॉपर सॉल्यूशन. देन यू शुड बी लाइक यार बहुत लंबा जा रहा, शॉर्टकट चाहिए. देन यू शुड सी वेयर द वैल्यूज आर चेंजिंग, हाउ दे आर चेंजिंग. यू हैव टू मेक एन एनालॉजी फॉर द क्वेश्चन और द वैल्यूज. जैसे जहां जहां प्रॉफिट दिख रहा है मैं उसको इंक्रीज बोल रहा हूं बिकॉज वही होता है प्रॉफिट. वेन एवर देर इज अ लॉस और अ डिस्काउंट आई एम सेइंग इट्स लेस. लॉस मतलब कम होना, लेस को भी मतलब कम होना. ठीक है, सो मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर्स यूज करोगे बहुत जल्दी सॉल्व होगा. 28% is the answer. Very good. A lot of you were able to answer it correctly. Next one, very simple. Dharmi, 7/25 no? 7/25 में अगर 25 को 100 गया 4 times, तो 7 भी 4 times 28 हो गया. 28/100 is what? 28%. सेंट इज सेंचुरी का छोटा नाम होता है ना, सेंचुरी का, 100 का. तो नीचे 100 तो उसको 28% बोलते हैं. परसेंट वही तो होता है ना. When denominator is 100, whatever is the numerator, you say that's the percentage. 4 divided by 100, 4%. 1.6 divided by 100, 1.6%. ऐसे ऐसे बोलते हैं. Ash says A, that is 4%. Pranjal says A. Shubham says A. Everyone is saying A. I don't think A is the answer. Victor says B. Okay. रोहन सेज बी, ए और बी में कंफ्यूजन है, सो मिहिर आज क्लियर कर लेंगे, ठीक है। Okay, so let's see which option is the correct one. For that, what I will do is I'll go back to the first slide in case you guys, came to the class late. We did few things, out of which one was a very important one, which was this, the multiplying factors. Look at this particular formula. If I bring CP on the other side, so SP by CP will give you multiplying factor of profit or loss percentage, है ना? मतलब अगर आपको, if you ever have to calculate profit percentage or loss percentage ना, आपको SP नहीं चाहिए, आपको CP नहीं चाहिए, आपको profit नहीं चाहिए. All you need is SP by CP. कुछ भी करके SP divided by CP निकालने का, हमेशा. And you will get the answer by looking at that multiplying factor and how we have made the changes. People who have missed this, please revisit the video, okay? Okay, so I'm going to use that for this particular question. So the question is, a shopkeeper sells sugar in such a way that the selling price of 960 grams of sugar is same as the cost price of 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram matlab 1000 grams. I hope everybody is aware of that. Second thing, are you guys aware of this English word off? Off को mathematics में क्या बोलते हैं? जैसे more को maths में क्या बोलते हैं? Addition. Less को minus. Per division. In the very similar way, what do you call off in mathematics? What is it called? BODMAS वाला, BODMAS में off आता है, BO, O is off. It's called multiplication. So maths के problems में, not in arithmetic ever, whenever you see the word off, तो उधर को multiply कर देना होता है. जैसे 2 of 3. Okay, 1 second. So suppose if you have 2 of 3, 2 of 3 का मतलब होता है 2 into 3 6 होता है, यही होता है भाई. It's not 2 divided by 3, okay? Half of 10 is half into 10, half into 10 5 होता है. So off is always multiplication, okay? Now I'm going to use, see, this very simple thing that everybody is aware of to solve this question. ऐसे, selling price of 960 grams is same as मतलब equal to cost price of 1000 grams. SP into 960 is equal to CP into 1000. Now अगर आपको याद होगा तो आपको SP by CP चाहिए, by hook और crook. इधर अपने ने hook और crook यूज किया, मतलब जुगाड़. Off is multiplication, लिख दिया. So SP by CP will become 1000 upon 960. Be very careful when you cross divide or cross multiply. So this becomes 100 upon 96. 100 upon 96 को क्या अपन लिख सकते हैं? 1 plus 4 by 96. And can we write 1 plus 4 by 96 as 1 plus 1 by 24? Now what is 1 by 24? मेरे को नहीं पता. 1 by 25 is 4%. ये पता है मेरे को. If 1 by 25 is 4%, what do you think 1 by 24 is supposed to give us? More than 4%, less than 4%. Unfortunately, we do not have an option which gives less than 4%. कौन सा आंसर है? A, B, C, D, E में से? Everyone, अब तो बता दो. Okay, good. B is the answer. It will be a little more than 4%. Good. So everyone who answered B, Very good. Nice. So 4.16. Next question. Again, very simple. I don't think I should actually solve this, but I will anyway solve it. पर ये solve करने लायक तो है नहीं. फिर भी try करो. Everyone, please do like कर दो भाई. मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर्स इतने सिंपल तरीके से सॉल्व करने बता रहा हूं. वैल्यूज यूज करने, रैंडम ऑप्शंस यूज करना बता रहा हूं. एक लाइक तो बनता है. नहीं, एक ही करना, 2 बार लाइक मत करना, एक ही बार. Swagat says C 3 times. Jeet says C. Ajay says C. Shubham says C. 108. Very good. Very good. Nice. Nice. C is your answer. Right? Good. अब इतनी तैयारी तो करी है कि अब इसको I'm going to just write it down for the sake of writing it down. You guys don't have to, you shouldn't be asking more. So the number of chocolates are 3x, 4x, and 5x. Total number of chocolates we have is 12x. And then we have 5y, 6y, and 7y, which is nothing but 18y. When 18 more chocolates are put in each of the 3 boxes, right? 18, 18, 18 तीनों में put करा है ना? So 18 into 3 इतना ऐड करा, तब जाके ये हो गया. नहीं, मैं क्या कर रहा हूं, क्यों इतना कर रहा हूं? I'll straight away say 3 chocolates थे, this became 5. 4 chocolates थे, it became 6. 5 chocolates थे, they became 7. When I added 2 chocolates, extrapolation कर लेता. I'm assumed that there were 3 chocolates, 4 chocolates, and 5 chocolates only. जो दिख रहा है वही था. There is no xy. Okay, I don't want to get into variables. And eventually, when they becomes 5, 6, 7 respectively, मतलब 2 ऐड करा था. पर अपने 2 नहीं ऐड करा था. कितना ऐड करा था हमने? 18. So by what shall I multiply this with? 2 को किससे मल्टीप्लाई करे कि हर 2 18 हो जाए? 9 से. So this becomes the multiplier, मतलब पूरे को कर दो 9 से आप. So how many chocolates we had initially? 3 plus 4 plus 5 into 9, या फिर आप कर लो 3 into 9 थे, 4 into 9 थे, 5 into 9 थे, and add them, you are going to get 108. Right? No variable, no equation. So 108 is good. Okay. 8th. This is also very simple, straightforward. You guys must have done similar questions like hundreds of times. हर एग्जाम में आता है ऐसा क्वेश्चन. So we are going to we solved the previous question without using any variable equation. We are going to solve this question without using any variable equation. Whenever we are going to come across a question on ratios, कोई variable नहीं लिखेंगे अपन, कोई equation नहीं लिखेंगे. We will use a method which is extrapolation. मतलब we are going to assume something and उससे solve करेंगे and later on we will see after comparison कि कितना times given है actually. और फिर solve हो जाता है. जल्दी solve होता है. ज्यादा लिखना नहीं पड़ता. सो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू के उसके पीओवी से दिस इज वेरी गुड. And I see a lot of you guys also struggle in such questions कि पता नहीं रहता किसको क्या कर रहा है. Multiply, divide. Swagat has answered E. Dharmi has answered E. Okay. Vishnu has answered C. Mehir has answered E. Jayashri has answered E. Shushmita A. A lot of you are answering A, तो लगता है कि E होना चाहिए answer. So many people can't go wrong, right? Even though you guys have twice. 4% wala or एक starting a question. Okay, so let's see. So Rita has coins of denomination of 1 rupee का coin है उसके पास. She has a coin of 50 paise and she has coin of 25 paise. How many coins does she have of each type? I don't know, but whatever is given, I am going to assume इतना ही है. So she has 10 coins इसके 1 rupee के. If you have 1 rupee coins, 10 of them, how much money will it make? 10 rupees. Okay, how many coins does she have of 50 paise? She has 12 coins, right? Now, if you have 12 coins of 50 paise each, 50 paise is 1 rupee. So in pairs, it will result in a 6 rupees. Now, if you have 9 coins of 25 paise, where did this 10, 12 and 9 come from? ये जो given है मैंने यही मान लिया, ये इतना ही है. So if you have 9 coins of 25 paise, 4 coins of 25 paise result in 1 rupee. So 9 coins will result in 2 rupees and 25 paise. What is the total worth of coins she has? Not what is given in the question right now. What we have figured it out so far. So if you add 10, 6 and 2.25, it will give you 18.25 rupees. Itna hai. But how much is it given in the question as per the question? It's given as 365. Ye 365 rupees given hai. How many times is that? 18 into how much is 36? 18 into how much is 360? Instead of dividing, common sense lagao. 18.25 into how much do you think should result in 365? It will be 20 times. 18 into 20 is 360. 0.25 into 20 is 5. है ना? ठीक है. So if this is 20 times, means everything is 20 times. हर चीज 20 times हो गया. ठीक है? So how many 25 paise coins does Rita have? So Rita has 9 into 20, these many coins. 9 into 20 बोले तो 180. So most of you were correct. Answer is 180. Okay? Yes, the answer is 180. Right, Meher? You can do that also. Nice. Next one. More like mixture, but it's more like it's a question of mixture, and which you're going to solve using averages. That's how you solve. Average का दूसरा नाम mixture होता है ना? Shushmita, did you just give the answer for this question, or was it the answer to something else? Please press the like button. No? कोई नहीं सुष्मिता. Don't forget to press the like button. Once. Okay, Jay answered B option. Okay, Jay. We will solve it and then I'll tell you a shortcut for these types of questions. Essay wale. So every time you come across such a question and if you have options, you can use it, and that shortcut is very quick and it always works and it's nice. बहुत बढ़िया. Om says E. Victor says C. Shreyansh says B. Shubham says A. Shubham, खाते खाते कर लो. This is 9th question. Now we have 3 more questions and we will solve them quick. Okay, 3 more. See, the session will go slow if I tell you all the methods, if I clear the doubts. नहीं तो जल्दी जल्दी करना है तो वो तो फिर लाइव करने का सेंस क्या? Unless and until we talk, we discuss, we clear the doubts. Okay, so let's see how to solve this question. So a lot of you are saying answer B. So let's check that. Remember that you can only calculate either milk or water. You can't calculate both. Okay? So I'm going to decide that I want milk, that I want to calculate. So milk is 1 out of 5 of the volume that is given. I'm going to assume कि 3 liter, 5 liter, 6 liter ही है. There is 3 liters of mixture in tank P, 5 liters of mixture in Q, and similarly 6 liters of mixture in R. So 1/5 of 3 liters plus next is 2/7 of 5 liters plus the next one is going to be 3/7 of 6 liters divided by total number of liters, which is 3 plus 5 plus 6. Now, if I solve this, this is going to be 7 into 3 plus 5 into 2 into 5 plus 5 into 3 into 6. What I'm doing is I'm taking the LCM, okay? Don't panic. 5 into 7 into 3 plus 5 plus 6. कितना होता है 3 plus 5 plus 6? 14 होता है. So, this is going to be 21 plus 50 plus 90 divided by, I am going to keep this as 7, 7, 49 and a 10, 490. So this results in 161 upon 490. So remember, I took milk upon total, right? Denominator में total लिया था, ऊपर केवल milk लिया था. So this 161 represents milk and 490 represents total, right? So अगर total 490 liters में से, let's say, if you have 161 liters milk, so how much of water are you going to have? Right? The difference, which is going to give us 321. So milk we have is 161 and water we have is 329 hona chahiye, not 1. 329. So B is your answer. So this is the proper step-by-step approach, right? Okay. You don't have to calculate water. Once you see that there is 161 liters of milk, look at the options. There is only one option which gives you 161 ना, तो वही टिक करो तुरंत. क्यों फिर water निकाल रहे? क्या को time waste कर रहे? Shortcut. Shortcut is add these numbers. 5 into 7 into 7 into, add करना चाहिए नहीं, LCM लेना चाहिए. So what you should do in such questions is you take the LCM of sum of those proportions. 1 and 4 को add करो, 2 and 5 को add करो, 3 and 4 add करो. So this is going to be 5 into 7, 35 होगा LCM, right? And then you multiply this with sum of the ratio of the quantities given, 3 plus 5 plus 6. 14. So 14 is what? 7 into 2 na? 5 into 2 is 0, 7 into 7 is 49. 490 आ गया. Now choose that option जिसमें दोनों को ऐड करके 490 आता है. सोचो 490 में से अगर कुछ मिल्क है तो बचा हुआ वाटर ही है ना. 159 plus 329 is not 490. 162 plus 229 ये तो 300 में ही है. 200 plus 329 ये तो 500 क्रॉस कर गया. 211 and 229, this is going to be 440 and not 490. So the only option is B. So you can use this approach whenever you get such a question. When ratio of two things are given, ये 3 quantities के लिए नहीं है. इस तरह के 100 containers भी हो जाएं, this is what you are going to use. Okay? So this was your 9th. B is your answer. Okay. 10th. Quick. This is very simple. I'll simply write it down. I'm not going to discuss. I'll write down this solution. I'm not going to discuss. So people have joined now. Please do like. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Because if you subscribe and press the bell icon, you will get the notification, right? Whenever we are going to have our next class. And we are going to have our classes every day at 9 p.m. where we are going to discuss some concepts and we are going to solve questions. Huh, Ratul? See, every topic. So we did arithmetic today, no? Initially, I just told you some of the, not shortcuts, but basic things which will help you solve questions faster. Shortcuts, they depend on the questions, right? Profit loss discount का अलग shortcut है. SPCP arrangement का अलग shortcut है. SICI अलग shortcut है. So that comes only with the questions. So in case if you have missed out on anything, revisit the video. So everyone is saying A. I'll go with A. So it's very straightforward. 45% milk is mixed with 60% milk so that the resultant has equal amount of milk and water. So that is 50% milk. Using the allegation, we will get the ratio straightforward, right? So answer is alpha, A. 2 more, average. This is also very simple. Let's see how many of you are able to solve it quick, like very quick, without writing anything. ओम इट्स सिंपल, कॉम्बाइंड हो ना हो, ये एक स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड बहुत सिंपल होता है. श्योर रतुल? नाइस. Navin. Navin is talking to Navin. That's a nice thing that you can retract your messages. The moment you come to know, अरे गलत आंसर दे दिया, retract कर दिया. As if CIA is watching, CBI is watching. It's okay if you give the wrong answer, right? It's okay. Okay, good, very good. B is your answer. Very nice. So we have 25 boys. Right? We have 25 boys over here. And then we have 1 girl. And the average age is 16 years. As in, what is the total age of these people? There are 26 people with 16 years. So this is the total age, right? Now it is given that the average age of the boys is 15 years. If the average age of the boys is 15 years, then what is the total age of the boys? Total age of the boys will be 15 into 25. And what will be the age of the girl? G, let's say. So this is this total age of the boys. This is the age of the girl. When we add them, we get total age of the group, which is same as if everybody is 16 years old. So 26 into 16. If you solve this, you will get the value of G, right? And for that also, you don't have to actually solve it. This is a number that ends in 6 minus this is a number that ends in 5 will give you a value for G. As in G should be a number that should end in 1. Get lazy. Don't solve. 26 into 16 kitna hota hai? 15 into 25 kitna hota hai? That's the reason you guys are going slow. You guys know the method. The calculation is stopping you. Use smart method, common sense. Okay, so 41 is the answer. Okay, good. Last question. Again, based on average. Very straightforward. Right, Ash? If you have written 16 plus 25, that tells me what logic you used. You will like, the girl is 16 years old already, and every boy has one age extra with them. So they have 25 years extra with them, which is going to be taken up by the girl. So girl's age is 16 already and another 25. That results in 41. Good. Pranjal, number system is also important. Not very important, but yes. Because you get very straightforward questions in number system. There is not a lot of word problems, right? So in that sense, number system is important because, see, if you have a word problem, what you do is, first of all, you write down the equations. Equation likhne ke baad, then you solve it. In number system, what happens, or sometimes in algebra, equation से ही question शुरू होता है. तो एक स्टेप बच जाता ना अपना, वर्ड प्रॉब्लम समझो पहले तो, अंग्रेजी समझो. ओके, वेरी गुड. सो एवरीबॉडी हैज आंसर्ड डी. ओके, सो लेट्स सी. Out of 10 people, 9 people spent 35 each for their snack. So these are the 9 people. This is the 10th guy. Okay, so these are 9 people over here. They spent 35 each on their snacks. The 10th person spent 25 more than the average of expenditure of all the 9. Obviously, average to 35 ही है. So this 10th guy spent 25 more. So 35 to tha hi, he spent 25 more. So what is the total money spent by all of them? So 35 was spent by 10 people and that extra 25 by the 10th guy. So this is 350 plus 25, which will result in 375. Very, very simple, straightforward. काश भगवान से मनाओ, काश यही क्वेश्चन, ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आए बस एग्जाम में. बिल्कुल मत मनाना. Because if the paper is easy, please understand this, guys. If the paper is easy, it's easy for everyone. तब बहुत मुश्किल है कट ऑफ क्लियर करना, अच्छा परसेंट लाना, राइट? क्लियर करना एग्जाम एज. सो यू शुड ऑलवेज बी लाइक पेपर थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो. So the answer is D, delta. Okay. So people who were asking, so these are the sessions timetable for the next 5 days. Okay, we have started it from yesterday. We will have our last class until 21st. Okay, because 15th of August is a holiday. We have 20 sessions lined up for you. Okay, so 3rd August, as in tomorrow, you will have grammar rules. Then 4th, you will have abstract reasoning, something we have done a lot for you guys. 5th is parajumbles, very important. 6th of August, Saturday, we are going to have algebra. It's very similar to what we did here. 7th, we are going to have encoding, decoding, and blood relations, which is a part of reasoning again. Okay. So in case you guys have not given mock yet, please write tons of mocks. That's very important. पढ़ाई वढ़ाई सब बेकार. If you attempt only, let's say 20, 25, 30 mocks, it will improve your score so much as if you were revising things again and again. It's that important. Okay. So on 5th of August, we are going to have All India Open Mock for MAH CET. Please do attempt this exam. It will give you a very good idea where you stand, you know, how much more you need and everything. And we will have the analysis of the exam right after the exam is done on 22nd, right? So 23rd to 25th, we are going to have, you know, the exams analysis. Okay, it's going to be there on app. Guys, if you guys haven't pressed the like button, please do. Leave the comments. If you guys have any doubt, leave it in the comments. I'm going to personally reply to those. Okay, do subscribe. Please do join our Telegram channel, wherein we discuss a lot of doubts if you guys haven't joined it yet. And like us on Facebook also. Follow us on Insta as well. Thank you, everyone. How to keep calm while writing mocks? Shubham, first of all, your query, go to the app. You will find that there is a mock registration. Just go for that. AC says, how to keep calm while mocks? Anything that keeps you calm. Exam enter करने से पहले कोल्ड ड्रिंक पी लो, कोल्ड ड्रिंक. घर पे बात कर लो, किसी फ्रेंड से बात कर लो जो काम डाउन कर ले. अच्छे से सो कर जाओ, which is very difficult to sleep, to have a good sleep day before exam. I understand it, but try to sleep. Don't study a lot. ऐसा नहीं कि अभी 2 घंटे बाद एग्जाम है, नोट्स रिपीट कर रहे हैं and revising all the shortcuts and the formula. It's not going to help. ठीक है? So exams कि सुबह उठने से लेके एग्जाम तक don't study. हाँ, if you want to study something, look at the word meanings or maybe some grammar rules. Don't do maths and all that, okay? Maths अपना set है. वो एक level है, एक flow है. English, reasoning, they are very important. हाँ, more, anything that works for you. Okay, thank you everyone. It was nice having you guys. Bye-bye. Do like.